we finally moved into our new warehouse. What's up, everybody? I'm Gabe Gentile, production manager at Tiny House Listings, and as of right now, we're standing in our new warehouse. We are fully moved over, but we're not fully set up yet. So we're gonna kind of go out there and walk you through kind of our setup. Now that you can see some things, we'll go through it, and you can really start to get a visual of how things are gonna look. But right now, I'm in the dungeon, which is what I like to call it. This is where the guy's break room is gonna be. So we're gonna have a nice sink, microwave, toaster oven, you know, gonna be a fridge and all that stuff in here for them. This is where the guys can come on their lunch break. If they bring their lunch, they can heat it up, eat it. Got a nice place to decompress. It's very cool in here. As walking out of here, and don't worry, we're gonna spruce it up for them. They don't have to live like curmudgeons. You know what I mean? They'll be all right. So coming out here, I'm thinking this will be coffee bar area. If there's a guest who's, you know, personalizing their tiny home and they want to come visit, they can get a coffee, they can get a water, maybe a soda, some sort of snack. So that'll be for guests. And then, so we're gonna do a nice painted wall. I'll do a nice countertop, probably an espresso machine. The team here, especially the administration team, me, Steve, our administrative assistant sales team, really love espresso. I think we all have our own personal machine, so I think we should bring one to the warehouse. Also, hence the name, the Cortado. It was born because we all love coffee. So coming down the aisle, the hallway, this is kind of just the walk-through zone. Out there's the shop. So on my left, so this is office number 1. So we just got the floors painted. We're gonna spruce up the walls too, probably, put some art in there, maybe add some color, be able to fit a nice desk, maybe a couple extra chairs in there. So if there's our office administrator is with somebody, they have room to sit there and move around comfortably. So this is door number 1. And then coming back, we got door number 2. The door's getting fixed. We're putting a whole new door in. This is going to be the guest bathroom. I didn't show you because they were cleaning it and fixing it, but in the break room, there is bathrooms for the guys and myself who work out there. But this will pretty much be strictly for guests only. So it'll be nice and tidy. You can see we painted the floor in here as well. We spruced up all the stalls and restructured things. We're gonna give it a nice paint job on the ceiling. So that way someone comes in, they can use the bathroom. And then coming back to door number 3, we don't know what it's gonna be yet. It might be another office because we're expanding. Obviously, we're going to a bigger warehouse. We're gonna need more personnel in-house. So this will probably be somebody else's office. Still needs a little bit sprucing up, but we painted the floor in there as well. So that's kind of like the back offices and break room of our new warehouse. So coming through our big red door, we just looked at the offices and the new relaxation space of Tiny House Listings. So as you come out that break room door, you're greeted by which will be our trailer prep zone. So you can see I got a couple lined up here to my right. So they wouldn't be with the floor system framed on it already. We brought that one over from the old warehouse. But they would be lined up without the floor on. They wouldn't have the lights or the chains or the D-rings or trailer brakes or anything like that hooked up yet. That'll actually get done probably in these 3 to 2 spots. Kind of where the truck is now to where I am is where the tiny house will get prepped for framing. So then we're gonna come this way. So this will kind of be like maneuvering zone. The tiny houses will get moved along with a forklift here. And then pretty much once we get past this one pole, we're gonna have 2 cranes. We're gonna have one that goes like this. It'll go up and over. So this crane will go this way, back and forth. And then basically right where that other pole is, there's gonna be another one. So this will be zone 1 for framing. So this will be where floor framing only, floor framing only. And once we get the cranes up, we'll show you some videos of how that works. This is where only that's gonna get done. So the floor will get framed, the underside will get painted right here, picked up with the crane. So the tiny house will be on the left of me, the framing table will be on the right, and the crane will span both. It'll come down this way, and then to the right of me, which is to the left of you, would be kind of where, you can see we got lumber stored there now. That's kind of where we're gonna store lumber for this section. And then we take another long walk, And then we're in zone 2. So zone 2 is where the walls will get framed, your interior siding will get put on, whether you do sheetrock, plywood painted, unpainted, anything like that, that'll get done here. Same thing, framing table, tiny house craned up, dropped on, and then we will, one cool thing about these lights, these guys don't know it yet, but, well, they kind of do. But when you walk under them, they turn on. So, let me see. So, if I'm sitting in my office and I don't see no lights on, I know nobody's working. So they don't really know that yet, but they're gonna learn real quick. So then finally coming into zone 3, this is where tiny houses are gonna turn the corner. This is where the roof system gets framed in. So there'll be a nice table here. Guys will frame the roof, sheet it, do whatever they have to do, crane it on. So this one might be reversed, framing table, tiny house, because once it gets here, they're gonna slide down that way, okay? So then we'll slide down this way, and basically each pillar section is gonna house 1 to 2 tiny homes, and that's where, so like once the roof's put on and put here, this stage will be where wall insulation gets done, plumbing, electrical, things of that nature, and then we're moving really quick. We'll go to the next station, the siding will get put on. So whether it's LP sheets, metal, LP lap siding, whatever the customer chooses, that'll get put on here, along with the windows and the doors and the things of that nature. And then finally, before it reaches our final stage where the interior trim, the countertops, the kitchen, the bathrooms, all the fixtures get put on, it'll come right to this last section. And this, I believe, I'm turning into a paint booth. So I'm not gonna go too into depth, but one reason we're gonna do a paint booth is we'll be able to spray these homes efficiently, get full coverage, and it'll be done faster, which ultimately means lower prices, bringing things down for the customer. The faster we can do them, the better it is in your hands. So we'll probably have like some sort of removable paint booth that'll come here. They'll slide out of the paint booth, and basically they will turn the corner, and then they will be finished in this section and potentially that section over there. So general layout, we're trying to keep everything on the perimeter, and anything that has to get done for the homes, like if cabinets got to get built and assembled, that'll happen in the center of the building. We want everything to be streamlined, right? So we want to be able to drive the forklift, the guy who's putting in white cabinets, we want them to be able to grab them from the shelf, build them, put them on the forklift, and bring them to the tiny house. Eliminating, where's those cabinets? So a lot of our middle area is gonna be where our prefabrication happens. Window jambs will get built there, cabinets will get built there, sinks and stove for the cutouts for the countertops will get built there, because we usually have general layouts, so everything's mostly the same depending on what size you go to. So those will all be cut out, and they can just get put in and ready to go right there. They can be painted. Doors can get painted there. When they're done finishing, the first one in the line will get pulled out and go to our laydown yard. So it'll go to our laydown yard where it's ready to get either picked up, or someone who's looking for an inventory model quickly on the fly can go and visit one, hence the coffee station and all those things. It'll leave from there and a new one comes in. So the same door we come in is the same door we go out, just in this would be technically counterclockwise motion. All right, so that concludes our tour generally of how this layout's gonna go, like I said. And like Steve's been saying, once we get things more operational, we're gonna go into depth on each zone. I don't know if you can see me, but kind of in the distance behind me, that's where the laydown yard will be. You can kind of see the roof of the cortado out there through the trees. So basically they'll go out, we're gonna have a nice opening put in them trees, and that's where the tiny houses will enter and exit. Same thing with this door, they'll enter and exit here, and then they'll go to their stations, and then when it comes in, it'll be empty, and when it leaves, it'll be a full-blown tiny house. Like I said before, we're gonna be doing a nice series on the stations and the builds of how they're gonna be built here at Tiny House Listings. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and follow us along on that journey. We'd love to take you with us. Also, side note, if you're interested in purchasing a tiny home, having one built in our new facility, or having one that we potentially might have on the inventory lot, I'm not too sure, go ahead and click the link description below or email us at build@tinyhouselistenings.com.